Hey y'all, so this is going to be a little bit lengthy, but stay with me because it has moving parts, but it's all going to connect when I'm done. But so this past weekend, I went to a Galentine Day celebration in which young ladies from high school were there, and then women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and up were there as well. One part of the night, the host said that any of the older ladies have anything as far as advice that they would give to their younger selves that the young ladies would receive. So we all basically went around and said what we needed to say. And after that, the young girls, the high school girls, one of them told us about the experiences and stuff that they were having challenges with. And one of them said it was racism, especially in Allen, Texas. That's where the school is, but specifically from Hispanic students. And she said that, she's reported it. They've done nothing. They don't really take it as seriously. And it really affects her and how she operates and how she, thinks and feels or whatever. So, of course, racism is really nasty, but ignorance goes extremely further than that, especially when it comes to these children. But moving forward, we gave her all the advice that we could give her, and of course told her to continue to expose what was going on, because of course you cannot just kill off racism. You just have to attack it head on. Now, the next day, I had a vivid dream, and this was something completely different from what I assumed was completely different from what that night. This dream had moving parts, included me going to a university, me seeing all these different students, me seeing graduating students, but also finding my way through the crowd and going into the auditorium where I walk in, I see people, but then I was called upon the stage. I get on the stage, they ask me a certain question, and then it's like a part of my view is blocked, so I can't really see the audience, but then they wanted to hear my voice. So when I got up and spoke, it was a different element for me. Fast forward to me being in my backyard, seeing all my fruits grow. It had moving parts, but it all connected to my purpose. So the next day I got on Instagram, and it was a video where this lady was talking about your talents. Your talents will pay you and get you where you need to be, but that gift is something that will not leave you. It's that nudge that keeps on pushing at you to keep going. It reminded me of the Alchemist, where when you are aligning yourself and you are following your purpose in life, the universe will lay out a path for you, will move things around for you, and open up possibilities and worlds that you didn't even know you were capable of receiving. That's moving on to yesterday. My niece and my nephew came over. My niece told me that my nephew didn't know much about Black history, which reminded me of the Galentine's night, because after the event, I asked if I could promote my calendar, in which I told them why I do what I do, promoting history, because I used to want to be a history teacher, but now I teach history in my way on my YouTube and in my other platforms. Well, when my niece came over yesterday, my nephew was on his tablet, and I said, we're going to turn all the tablets off, and we're going to learn about who you don't know about. In this particular moment, he didn't know anything about Martin Luther King Jr. So I put it on a show that I used to watch when I was a kid, which was Our Little Friend Martin, which is on YouTube. And I told him, I said, you and Ramsey will sit here and watch this. Now, Ramsey knows history, but she's going to continue to grow and learn it more, because I believe in teaching our people, our children, who they are and where they come from, because that's what my mother did for me. And that's how I'm able to teach other people what I know and grow and still learn. Now, in Our Little Friend Martin, there was parts where I would pause. I was asked questions to make sure they're paying attention, and I will also give them a little bit more thorough history. Boom, they watched it, they learned a lot. Moving on to me and my niece. So we come in here because I'm about to do her hair, and we're about to watch The Burbs, Keke Palmer new movie, or a TV show on Peacock, but I accidentally hit Netflix, and Tyler Perry's show was the first one that popped up. So she was like, oh, let's watch this. Cool. So mind you, Our Little Friend Martin, I was just telling them about all the moving parts in it, why Miss Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, and it wasn't because she was tired, it was because of the death of Emmett Till that sparked the nation, and that she was just extremely tired and broken from all that was happening to Black children, Black bodies, and everything else. So now here we are watching Joe character play out on Tyler Perry's show. Now, I don't know a movie. I don't know if nobody watched when they said rated R or even know and understand the character of Joe, but Joe is a cussing pimp, okay? He is a realist. He is a asshole. He is all the above, but in the movie, it goes a little bit further into understanding who Joe is. Now, a lot of people don't like it, said it's because it's raunchy. Hey, I understand. I liked it. So when it got to the part where he took his grandson to, now spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, I'm going to talk about some pieces in it. So it got to the part where his grandson was going to a predominantly white college because of his friends. But his father never taught him about his history because he felt like he was going to eventually get to it, which is still happening today. Back to the Galentine event, one lady approached me and she said, I really need 2 of your calendars because I got a niece who don't know anything, and she's 13 years old and they don't teach her about anything. I've had so many people come to me and say, hey, can you give me some good shows for kids so they can learn their history? And I always do that. And I tell them, like, also watch my YouTube. It's a little bit more forward. It's not necessarily, I can't say it's not kid friendly, because a lot of stuff that kids went through during the Jim Crow era, during that time, they just was put in the face of it. So my mom did the same thing when she taught me history. She just sat me down, let me watch the real documentaries, watch the kids getting hosed down, because regardless of the age, it happened. So when me and my niece was watching Tyler Perry's new movie, we caught on to different things, and she said, oh, Money, Mississippi, you was just telling us about that. That's where Emmett Till was killed. So then I started paying attention more until why he was taking pictures with his grandson. Now, fast forward when Joe put the kid out the car and the prostitute that he met and all this type of stuff. The prostitute actually saw the pictures and she was like, oh, this, these are historical markers. Like, this is the hotel Dr. King was killed in. This was the river that you took a picture by that Emmett Till was through in Money, Mississippi. So all of those moving parts. And I was like, wow, we literally was just telling them about this. And here we are watching it. It's alignment for me because that's my calling. I am talented in so many different ways. I do hair, I do spoken word, I can be creative, I can draw, I can do all different things I can put my mind to. But when it comes to history, that's one thing that I'm very passionate about, but it's also my calling to teach people and to let you know your history. And when it comes to children, I believe it starts with them, because a lot of us adults don't even know our history or care to know because they think that all it happened so long ago, which is also the effect of a lot of these kids. You take your children, which is back to the Galentine event. It was one lady who said that she had to take her son out of a school in Allen, Texas because it was so racist. But at the same time, we as a people think that when we move our children out from a predominantly black neighborhood to give them better opportunities, we put them in white spaces, but we take away their black essence. And with their black essence, that includes their history, their ancestry, their lineage, everything that connects them to who they are. So they allow other people to tell them what they shouldn't learn and what they shouldn't be. So the movie, Galentine Day, The Dream, and the message that the lady that I saw on Instagram, it all ties together to my purpose to deliver the messages that I do. And I kind of sat in it yesterday because I saw what God was doing. God was aligning me with what it is that I used to run from, that I have to stand true in and be the messenger for my people, because I am very passionate about my history. So whenever somebody talks about things that they don't know, I always correct them and teach them. But you have to be a willing student. And at the end of the movie, the grandson took in everything his grandfather Joe was telling him, and he became a student to our history. So I said that to say, never stop learning your history, never stop learning about who you are, and also stop believing that your children will not grow up in a world and face racism, because it is still happening today. So go follow my YouTube at Tara Nicole Bailey, watch my history videos, and keep promoting me. I will keep bringing you videos more and more. Thank you so much for watching this to the end. Y'all have a great day. And also go purchase my calendar where I continue to teach you about our people.